Hey everybody, this is Eric here at the 2025 Colt Collectors Association show in Concord, North Carolina. We're doing our highlight videos of some of the displays that we've got here, and I'm here with Sam and Nathan, and they have a display that talks about the calibers that Colt forgot, necessity breeds innovation, gunsmith conversions, and they've got kind of an interesting niche here with some of the guns that you usually see. Well, they kind of took a different avenue. We don't really see a lot with the conversion stuff. So who wants to take this first? Tell us a little bit about the display, kind of elaborate a little bit, what brought you into this, why the conversions, what are the calibers that Colt forgot, and what some of the stuff you have here is.
For the first part, it took Nathan and I about 3 months put all this together there from our combined collections. And what I like to do with my gun collection is I like to teach with it. I'm very interested in the mechanical aspect of Colt collecting and of Colt pistols themselves and the mechanisms. Ever since I was a kid, I like to take them apart, study how they work, how the springs work, what the screws do, and so forth, and the progression of the design of the pistols.
Yeah, and I think that the display also illustrates the demand was greater than the supply at the time, because what we have with the necessity breeds innovation and the Calibers Colt Forgot are gunsmith conversions that show that, people were in need of cartridge revolvers, now. And I love, going off of what Sam said, I love the innovative aspect when you take these gunsmith conversions apart. None of these were factory converted. They were all converted in the field, taken to a local gunsmith or a local blacksmith. And, this was somebody's pride and joy, and they wanted it to become a cartridge revolver. So I think.
And as far as the conversions, what was, for those watching that may not really understand what the conversions, what was the necessity of a conversion? Why did they need it to convert it?
To try to make it brief, another company got the patent early, 1855, to load a cylinder with a cartridge from the rear of the cylinder.
The Roland White patent.
Roland White.
Yep.
And so Colt couldn't use that patent until it expired in about 1872. That meant the entire war was fought, the war for Southern independence. That entire war was fought basically with Colts. Black powder.
They were black powder. So that's what it was. They had black powder. They were black powder guns that cartridge guns were on the horizon. They were coming through, but the Roland White patent was in place, and so they couldn't just convert to
correct. So
cartridge guns. Yeah.
Yes. So in this display, which is what necessity is the mother of conversions. Yeah. And here we have, for instance, a factory. We have a factory Colt first model Dragoon and a gunsmith conversion of a first model.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That was squareback 1851 Navy, and wonder of all wonders, here's a squareback Navy converted to a cartridge, even with a 12-stop cylinder by either a blacksmith or a gunsmith.
So as you said, these are non-Colt conversions. These were, somebody took a factory black powder gun, took it to a gunsmith, and they converted it through kind of homemade means sometimes into a cartridge gun.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And that's what these show. The original Colt percussion and the blacksmith or the gunsmith conversion.
And I love how you've got both examples here. You've got the original and you've got the conversion. Out of all of these, is there one that's a little bit more rare or a little bit more unusual, or even your favorite? Which one is?
Paul, I believe the squareback Navy has become my favorite because they're just such a beautiful pistol and so rare anyway. And then to find one that a gunsmith converted with a 12-stop. The rare 12-stop
That's, yeah.
cylinder, which people put on there for safety.
Well, you've got, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just going to say, I think that the other thing that I think is so neat about these gunsmith conversions is you still see this today with modern firearms. You see folks that get, you may get like a modern AR or something like that, and you put your own flair on it.
Sure.
And you see that a lot with these frontier, we call them frontier or gunsmith conversions, where it's, it just shows like a gun is not just a gun, it's an intimate, it's the, it's an extension of the person. Yeah, it's a thing, and it has life and it has a soul, and not to get too spacey on it, but I think that with these you see that more than you do the factory conversions.
Sure.
You see life breathed into them.
And I think that this kind of helps show American ingenuity too, right? You had what was offered through commercial means, but there were adaptations and there were changes and technological improvements. And just because you couldn't go and buy it in the store didn't mean that people weren't going to go ahead and pursue that on their own. And that really goes back to the essence of American ingenuity and the progression of a lot of these guns.
Yeah, what they want.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you have a gun like this that was in fact factory converted. This is a 62 pocket Navy, but the thing that and we didn't catch it actually until after he had gotten it. The thing that's interesting about this is it was actually factory converted and then later sleeved down by the owner, taken to a local gunsmith or something, because they just didn't like that. That's why we have the Calibers Colt Forgot. These are all 32 and 22 because Colt never factory made a 32. So this one was sleeved down to accept 32 cartridges, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And so people, like you just said, people adapted to what they needed. And this is a really neat collection. Like I said, this is more of a niche, but again, I keep coming back to it. This is the kind of stuff that you're going to see at one of the Colt Collectors Association shows. If you're ever nearby, our next show is going to be in Noblesville, Indiana. We would love for you to come out. If you want to just come out and walk around and check some of this stuff out, if you want to come display your stuff, we'd love to have you. And of course, it's a gun show, so we've got vendors here that are just selling stuff. And like I said, it's only Colt. You're not going to find anything here that's not Colt. And it's really unlike anything in the world. You're not going to see this kind of stuff anywhere else outside of a museum, really. And we really appreciate you guys taking the time to come out. Where are you guys from? You guys, you're Tennessee? Okay. We have members that come literally from all across the country to the show. And so we're super appreciative to members for coming out and taking the time and the expense and displaying. And if you guys have any interest in membership, head over to coltcollectors.com. A lot of great information on there. Membership, you get a quarterly magazine, you get access to the show for free, and we've got a lot of the great member benefits that come out of it. So, and it's cheap. It's relatively inexpensive, especially for what you're getting, and you're helping to promote and preserve the legacy of Colt Firearms for future generations. So check out some of the other videos. We've got a lot more coming up with some of the highlights of some of the shows or some of the displays that we've got here at the Concord show. So check out the other videos, and we'll see you guys at the next show.